Why, hello there, fellow Pathfinders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Space Haven Finding Eden. Episode 31. Building a Haven Research Station. I intend to continue to try to track down the Energium for the fleet, because I think it would be good to try to get the fleet in full working order. And we've also been trying to ramp up our industry on this ship. And also our bionics, our implants, but without, expanding the ship beyond its current size, because if we keep growing the ship, it kind of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy of like bloat, if you will. So we are in a position right now where Blue Panther just got fully augmented. Wishbringer is still waiting. He is waiting for the nanites, the nanoweave, or not the nanoweave, the other one to be researched. And then Ocherat and Marauder have both the ocular implant and the intramuscular mesh. So our boarding team, for lack of a better term, are kind of all set, except for Wishbringer, who's the tank, against his will, of course, who's waiting on the synthetic platelets. So that is where we're picking up there. We had discovered this little system here, and there's basically nothing here. There's no reason to stick around. There's it's just empty. These sort of side systems, in many cases, are empty in such a way that it would be good if you wanted to overhaul your ship and build something big or different, where you could be mostly left alone, because they're kind of hidden. And what I want to do is continue on our way. So I intend to fully survey each system that we hop to, heading towards, the Tal McNair expanse, which is somewhere over here, in order to try to find Energium for our fleet. So, let's continue to do that. And then when there are events or quests that come up, I'll have you guys vote whether I should do a little side excursion or not. I'm totally all for it if you'd like. So let's prepare that hyperdrive. And get ready to go. And Fangface, thank you for the resub. All right. So we're going to jump back to this sector. There's nothing there. It's just an unvisited hyperlane that doesn't really go in the right direction. So let's jump down here. And this is Energium in a claimable ship, a derelict, but does not have fleet Energium. So the Tal McNair system is almost certainly through the Bias Valorum Whelm, and let's make our way there. There's also a civilian. Oh no, I guess they're gone. There is a civilian quest here of delivering the cargo, which we could do. But I think I'm only gonna, rather than seek out side quests and get perpetually distracted, I'm going to try to make a good faith effort to get to where we want to go without too much distraction. So, a food surplus for the Exodus fleet just ended. Not that I was buying food from them. And we discovered a moon system that has... This might be worth dropping into, because it has Energium, Hyperium, and ice. So I'm going to do it. Not that we desperately need those materials, but, why not? They're sitting right here. It seems pretty resource rich. Oh, that's a lot of Energium too. Holy cow. 10? I think that's the most I've ever seen on one asteroid. We're also now in a situation where Blue Panther could raise their skill limit up to 5. And then Quack is in the process, having recently been implanted with the microcontroller for weapons, trying to raise to 2. Because Quack, of course, was the only one that couldn't actually use a proper military weapon. So we're in the training process for that as well. And not getting any fights is going to benefit our away team, because at the moment, they're still in sort of a post-surgery fatigue where their energy level's much, much lower. Their current capacity is ruined. They're basically told by the doc not to carry anything, so having them go kick doors down in a derelict would actually pose a bit of a risk to their health. And Glitch, thank you for the cheer. All right. Once we're done mining here, we'll push off. And I don't see any indicator of like fleet-wide resources yet. We have water. The Omicron Wimix is like full of stuff and ore, and that's all we know about, plus the outpost that we had built. But surprisingly, that's a really far hop, but we're only like 2 hops away from Tal McNair. So it won't be too long until we're investigating the station that went dark. We're still working on targeting jammers. If I hadn't read this out, the targeting jammer confuses all turret targeting systems within the range of effect, as long as it's online, and the ship can neither be targeted by hostiles nor target them in turn. Basically, it shuts down combat. It would not have, however, stopped the pirate boarding team that we dealt with the last stream. I accidentally dropped into a pirate system I hadn't meant to, and we got boarded by 2 groups of pirates. We annihilated them. It was actually kind of fantastic, but it's not that kind of targeting. It is not shuttle targeting. Unfortunately, I don't think you can lock down your airlocks, so it's not like that's even a possibility, which is unfortunate. It would be really cool if you could do that, but obviously it would be like a perfect defense against enemy shuttles. They would need like breach pods or whatever. After that, we are working towards stimulants and, for research, stimulants, wound dressing, and then eventually nanotech augmentation. The problem with the nanotech augmentation is it does require an android corpse, and we don't have and never have had any of those. We don't dissect them or disassemble them, really. We have tons of humans. Boy, do we ever. But not any androids. There would be potentially a way to find androids on purpose, which would be to go to systems that are heavily populated by androids and to go to the derelicts where those androids would have been captured and do it that way. That's not necessarily unreasonable. All right, looks like all the mining is done, or at least all the mining that I want to do done. So let's push off. And that little extra amount of Hyperium and Energium should keep us going. Weapon cache discovered. So an items package is cheaper. Got it. We don't really need items from the fleet, so I'm not worried about it. Make a new safe system in the Bias Valorum Realm. The Military Alliance wants us to rendezvous with the ship, pick up the cargo, build a station, and release it back. Do we accept this quest? So the rewards are, I mean, money is not really something we need. So the poll's right there. But reputation with the Military Alliance is not terrible. You know, befriending them is never a bad thing, necessarily. It's up to you. So I have 15 turns to accept, and then we would need to go build the thing. All right, let's keep hopping around. I want to fill out all the map. And this is a scannable sector. I highly doubt it's going to be like raw chems. Okay, you guys say don't bother with the shipbuild quest. Got it. So let's go to the hyperlane and head to a new solar system. And they're asking again, and also wants us to find slavers. It's like, good lord, I'm already a Pathfinder. Like, how many more favors do you want? Okay. Sensors detect a fleet passing by. It's civilians and a derelict. Do we drop? I wouldn't interrupt them. Like, I'm not going to stop the civilians from traveling, because that's kind of not a nice thing to do. But do you want to drop to a derelict? Now, at the moment, I would say we're sitting on a pretty healthy amount of spare stuff for whatever we need to, like, build and expand, because I've been stockpiling it. So it's not like we really need to go to a derelict. Unless we're relatively certain it would have, like, dead androids on it. So, looks like we're going to close. Alright, we are in Lambda. What was it? Lambda Chang Core. And this is not exactly safe space. We have slavers, abundant resources in that direction, which could be useful if we're trying to help with the energy storage explosion crisis. But I'm not going to go up there just yet. I want to explore down here first. No energium yet. But yeah, slavers, pirates, and then the military outpost. So it's a bit of a conflict zone, I think. Would be like a gentle way of explaining. There is a whole bunch of civilian ships in this like rock system. Ore resource. An ore cloud. That's neat. But not what we're looking for. And okay. I'm out of hyperfuel, so I have to drop out to refuel. We just have to do the logistics of refueling. And there's robots. Wait, there's robots and a gentle tap. Robots and infestors. Okay, and then this is full of robots too. What did we drop into? Goodness. Okay, well, time to ready the defenses, because it's going to be annoying to be here. So what ended up happening is this is what happened to the other fleet that we were escorting for building the base, where like they just need to refuel their engines. Unfortunately for me, because we weren't ready for the fight, they're like depleting our shields, and I just want to get out of here. So jumping. Let's jump back to the scannable sector to see if it leads anywhere interesting. An empty moon. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. And then keep moving on. Nope, stop it. Stop asking for stuff. I'm busy. And it doesn't look like there is much in the way of resources here. So I'm going to take a quick jaunt up to the Dorado Antares field. Hopefully finding the Energium for the fleet before going to the Tau McNair. Military Alliance. Gonna keep moving. Gonna keep moving. So we've got Slavers Guild here. And lots of minables. Yes, okay. They're air pirates. I'm gonna try to evade, and it worked. Okay, there's the moon. So far, no Energium. I'll just keep hopping around. There's Energium to like mine, but not like fleet-wide Energium. There's more ore. It's too bad they didn't have like an ore explosion. I'd be able to solve that like 3 times over. Okay, well this came up dry. So let's go ahead and get over to the Tau McNair. Well, okay, now they're ore boosted. Well, that's nice. And I have to drop out because we just ran out of fuel again. There might be an opportunity to do a decent amount of trade here. And because we dropped out, I might as well just like do some mining too. So the Maelstrom. You want root vegetables. I actually don't have a ton, so I'm going to hold on to my root vegetables because I don't want to part with what little I have. It does look like they have artificial meat on... Oh, but I have a ton of it. No, I don't really see a lot of opportunity for trade here. I'll sell some hull blocks. And that's about it. I'm not even really certain there's stuff I want to buy. And then the other one, which is the Andala. Let's see. You want energy cells? I'll sell you 3. Chances are, if I didn't sell it to you, you'd like ring me on the radio or whatever you want to call it and probably ask for it. But I'll just sell it to you ahead of time. They do have root vegetables. How's my fruit? Because my root vegetables were like down to 10, but fruit's at 35. Okay. I'm going to buy some supplemental root veggies just to help out. I think I've been trading them away, and as a result of trading them away, we just have a lower amount. And there we go. 2 trades. We'll get that done. We'll get the mining done, then we'll be on our way. And this seems, apart from the asteroid hazard, it seems like a little bit safer of a system than the last one, which had infestors and rogue bots and dormant rogue bots. It like really didn't want me to stay. Cheers, by the way. So we still have a bunch of post-surgery fatigue. I'm trying to figure out who has the highest. I think it's probably Blue Panther. So he'll be on fatigue for just shy of 4 more days. I haven't seen any system that has had a remarkably high percentage of androids, nor I think if we went back to the Zen Picard field, because that is an android collective controlled system, it might be possible to try to find some android corpses. It's also entirely possible that we just skip the whole requirement and shop for the tech at some point. So I don't really want to go out of my way to try to find an android corpse if I can just buy the technology, because the amount of prestige points I have would allow for it pretty easily. All right, so we've done all the trades, and we're just wrapping up with the Energium mining. As far as research goes, targeting jammers, I would say what, like 2/3, 3/4, somewhere in between. It's moving along. Slow, but moving along. And glitch, I obviously set up this this trade learning wrong, because glitch just keeps trying to study if medical is less than 6. Oh, someone else. Oh, interesting. So the system that I was asked to build a station in, I think this one, got the military station anyway, and is now under military alliance control. Regardless of the fact that I didn't choose to pick up that mission. Works for me. Fewer enemies afoot. So 14 hyperjumps, 15 hyperjumps. So we want to head back down to the Lambda core down here, and then up to Tau. And we're just sort of ignoring all missions. Chance to evade, basically 0. Yep, I did not evade. I wonder if they're going to try to board me. Alright, prepare hyperjump. Now, I do have readiness on auto, so it's readying basically all of the ship systems. These guys are almost certainly going to be firing on me. Ah, the Bismarck. What a classic name. Yep, so here they are, pelting me with their guns. And our shields are taking the brunt of it, but it might punch through our shields depending on how quick we get our hyperdrives up or not. It doesn't look like that. Yeah, the shields aren't holding. But we'll be able to jump in just a moment. It's kind of annoying to get pelted like this, but you know, that's what you get for having a scout ship and not a warship. All right, out we go. And if we didn't have the upgraded version of the shields, because we obviously upgraded shields from like the junior version to the senior version, that would have been a lot worse. We could get more though, but it's, as I've been saying, it's one of those like, you build a little bit more and you're always building a little bit more. It's a feedback loop. So here we're in Tau McNair, and the sector we want to go to is this one. I'm gonna wait and then drop in. I was hoping that like more of our potential allies would be here, but here is the Haven fleet that we're rendezvousing with the scientists. And then the Shimmering Ground, which is the station that they were trying to build a listening station on and failed. So the current priority right now is to do the Fallen. The Fallen operation. So a little reminder about the Fallen operation. Yes, we'll accept their fleet. Their ship is part of a fleet. It wants us to explore the station with drafted crew members, and then claim it once cleared. And then to investigate the disappearance of the team that were here. Got it. It's too bad I can't just like draft those guys. Like, you guys do it. I don't want to do it. So I still have post-surgery fatigue for a bunch of the people on our fleet. Oh, also, let's ramp down readiness, because it doesn't need to, no one needs to panic. It is a siren world. Got it. So I wonder if anyone's going to go crazy. And then trading with the other ship. They have cheap food and, oh, they even have grains and hops. Look at that. They're a step ahead. But yeah, nothing that I think is like absolutely necessary for us to buy or anything like that. Alright, there's high cyclical thermal radiation and micrometeoroids. It's getting a little hot around here, so I might want to add one more wall regulator, which seems crazy because I have a wall regulator literally next to it. Or I could build a traditional one. I'm gonna hold off. It might not be necessary. So Blue Panther, you need 3 days of rest. Wishbringer is good to go. Marauder is good to go. Otrot. So what I could do is send like Marauder, Wishbringer, and then other people. Like Pooker and Jazz or something like that. Because everyone's armored and they all have pretty good guns. So before I do any of that, let's inspect equipment to make sure that no one has like broken gear. Nope, they all look good. So yeah, that's probably what we'll end up doing is like Wishbringer, Jazz, Jens and Marauder. Jens, what? You have an assault, right? Yeah, that should be fine. And if it gets, yeah, I mean, if it looks sketchy, I could just back out and wait for my better fighters. No one's working on shields. They'll recharge it in time. It's on auto. So there should be an effort eventually. Some of that just could be I'm grabbing a whole bunch of soldiers and there's fewer people to work the console. Ship incoming. A whole lot of Merchant Federation. Like a swarm of them. Okay. The shimmering ground is recovered. So, if you don't remember, there is a black box here that that needs to be analyzed. So I'm going to claim the station. All right. Build the requiring facilities on the asteroid listed in the current blue mission objective notification. It needs a research lab, a research workbench, power generation, tools, facility, oxygen generators, 2, gas scrubber, and a permission for visitors for a kitchen, toilet, beds, and a water collector. Got it. All right, they're all undrafted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draft my shuttle and just park the shuttle closer. You know, with no pilot, it doesn't need one. So let's work on what this needs. I think tools, facility, and power generation is probably the first 2 to add. Tools, facility, right there. And then I'll do an X1 power generator opposite it. We're also going to want, it doesn't say so, but I can't, like, we're going to want temperature 2, right? Not just 2 oxygen generators and a gas scrubber. That's, like, really not enough. So here's the gas scrubber. Here is... Oh, wait. Oh, that's a system core, not power. One oxygen generator and another. Just plopping it down. All right. It might... Might be a little tricky. So the way they have it laid out doesn't make for, like, a good layout for a bathroom or whatever. Like, where would you even put a bathroom on this? So what I might need to do is I might need to expand the building a little bit to actually accommodate these structures, because as they are now, nobody's gonna want to live here. I think what I'll do is this. Cancel that oxygeny. And I'll just put, let's do it like this. One there, gas scrub there. Keeping some of these rooms, like, clear. So for beds, I can put them in there, and then stick a wall here to put a kitchen in there and, like, a bathroom in here or something. Maybe a bathroom in there. Trying to split the rooms up without actually making it that much larger. Was that a window? Yeah, let's get rid of that. I could move the system core, yeah, that's also a possibility. But it just doesn't... I mean, I could put it, I guess, in this area and put the bathroom in there. It's not terrible. Oh, it's been hull breached by micrometeorites. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing too, isn't it? All right, Poker and Blue Panther are managing. Oh. I didn't notice. Can you not shoot our auto turret? Come on, just shoot around it. Fine, stand here. And don't go near there. Let's look at the rest of the ship. I don't see any other infestors. I think it probably latched onto us like a while ago, because I don't think it came from this system. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Maybe it did. All right, just because it didn't call for it doesn't mean I won't build it. I'm going to build a table with chairs in the kitchen with maybe I don't know, a jukebox if I can. It's not going to fit anywhere. I mean, I could put it there, but it'd be a little weird. It doesn't need to be perfect, just good enough. A shared bedside table. And then for life support, let's put some thermal regulators in. This is a really big bathroom now. With its own light. Other lights. Where's these windows? Okay, there we go. I might be able to avoid the windows. Alright, we'll see how that turns out. Alright, back to our own ship. Looks cleaned up. The shields are still recharging. But that'll happen over time. Alright, let's get that system core in. Alright, looking a little bit nicer here. Starting to get those thermals. So what is the ambient temperature in here? It's freezing. It's fine. Quit being babies. And now we've got tons of, I don't know why they shoot up merchant ships here. Whole fleet of them. I don't see anything that, like, I absolutely must buy. You know, they're fine. Fine deals, but nothing screaming, yo, this is a deal that you can't pass up. So, not gonna worry about it. Cyber World event. Oh, fun. Who went crazy? Jens did. Well, actually, a lot of people did. So, in their status, they are under siren effect. Jens is, like, surrendering, I guess? I'm not even really sure. They're, like, talking to ghosts, and, yeah. Good times. Alright, we still need the research lab and the workbench, and that's probably going to be a separate building. I can't imagine that I'm actually going to have the functional space here. So I'm going to put a little extra building over here. Leading to it. There might have been a way to, like, perfectly squish everything in. I have the resources, so I don't think it's a big deal. Crew drafted for a long time. Oh, yeah, my bad. Sorry! Jens is like, haha. You're already aliens haunting your dreams. I'm actually surprised it didn't just, like, undraft itself. But, you know, all's with ends well. So I'll just drop a hull stabilizer here. It's not a required building, but I think it's wise to do. And then doors that go into, like, a research room. I could have probably put the hull stabilizer in the system core area, but whatever. Alright, what am I missing? Research, water collector. Right, okay. just put it here. As long as the vents are open, it doesn't really matter. All right. Water collector, and then lab and workbench. Copy that. And then after that, I just need to do the zoning for it. And we should be squared. And it might be wise for me to transfer some steel over. No, the other way. Alright, let's transfer 5. So once everything's built, I'll set up the permissions and trigger the next step. Okay, has hull stability. Nice. Transferring over those steel plates. It's still, there it goes. I was going to say it still hasn't registered. All right. Now we just need to edit it for permissions. Honestly, I don't really care about, I'm not intending to keep this. So yeah, they're permitted everywhere they want to be for visitors. And once that, once the game recognizes that it's updated, we'll be square. Now, if we take a look at the comfort, this is sleep comfort. Whoever sleeps there's got a raw deal. Maybe I'll like add another table. Leisure comfort, that's not great, it's not terrible. And then work comfort is everywhere is like equally bleh. It's not meant to be forever accommodations, just enough. So come on. Permission visitor, toilet, and kitchen is already in. Can only be used by visitor. Oh, you know, maybe I should set it up that it's like also for crew, so that my crew can be around there. And there it goes. Station is completed, and the objective can be marked as complete. Done. Help the research team examine the wreckage. Good work with the station Pathfinder. The Foundation's science team will begin analyzing the wreckage as soon as they arrive. I have a bad feeling about this. That makes 2 of us. There is no need to get jittery. Just stay alert. While I'm staring at a whole bunch of sentry guns. Yeah, Oh, that doesn't happen often. Glitch burnt down our kitchen. Hey, Glitch. You good? Alright, the forensics team are cutting into hyperdrive wreckage. Wait, what was that? I'm picking up some strange seismic signals from the asteroid. God damn, I hate when I'm right. Weapons up, contact imminent, defend the forensics team at all costs. Alright, so we take a look, and Richard and Gully are the Haven Foundation forensics team, and they done pissed off some Eldritch Horror or something, I don't know. Marauder, Wishbringer, Ocherat, and Blue Panther, draft, and you are headed over with your guns. This is, it's been long enough that my primary combat team is all ready to respond to events. And we'll go to red lights, because, you know, bad things about to happen. Thank you for tuning in to Space Haven Finding Eden, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Pathfinders.